Hi everyone, my name is Abhinav Goyal. I'm the Director and Senior Practice Manager at Migration Centre of Australia. Today I wanted to talk about the General Skilled Migration Pathway, which covers the subclass 189, the 190 and the 491. The difference between the 189 and 190 is the 189 is a federal invitation, so by the federal government. The 190 is a state nominated, which means you're invited by the specific state. And the 491 is where you're invited by the state, but only for the regional areas within that state. Now, let's focus a little bit on the 190, which is what a lot of people prefer to try and get. The reason people prefer the 189 and the 190 is there's no restriction in terms of being able to work in metropolitan areas. They both allow people to do that. So the 189, you can move freely anywhere across any state. For the 190, you do have an obligation to remain in that state for 2 years in your specific occupation or just for work purposes. All states for the financial year 2023 to 2024 have now released their requirements for state nomination, which is the subclass 190 and the 491. So let's focus on the 190 for a second. Now, each state has differing requirements and they can set the eligibility criteria to issue the invitation. Now, New South Wales was the last state to release their requirements. Now, if you have a valid EOI and a skill assessment and you're under 45 years old, you are able to get an invitation from New South Wales. New South Wales does have a target sector which it prioritizes, which are specific industries such as health, education, ICT, infrastructure, and agriculture. Does not mean that you cannot still be invited. This year so far, the New South Wales state government is still accepting all eligible occupations as per the legislative instrument for the subclass 190. There's no specific occupation list that has been created by the New South Wales government. You must also meet the residency requirements for New South Wales, which is the fact that you've either continuously resided in New South Wales for a minimum period of 6 months, or you are offshore and have continuously resided offshore for a minimum period of 6 months. Now, New South Wales is a little bit different because there's a criteria which says you can only count skills which have been assessed by the skill assessment body. You can't count any experience before the date as determined by the assessor of that skill assessment. So for example, maybe you've been working in your occupation from 1st January 2020 until now. But maybe the assessor has deducted maybe 6 months or maybe 12 months as part of something called a deeming period. Now, the assessor has assessed you as being skilled from 1st Jan 2021. What that would mean is you actually have 2 years and 9 months of experience as of September 2023. You do not have the full 3 years experience. So you should only claim 5 points if you're selecting New South Wales for 190. You should not claim more than 3 years of experience for that, as it would be invalid. And when you submit your documents to the 190 for assessment in the New South Wales government, they will not accept it and you will not be able to lodge your visa application. Once you've been invited by the New South Wales state government, you will have 14 days to provide this documentation. So you should really ensure that the points you're claiming are being claimed correctly. The other thing to note is once the New South Wales issues an invitation, that's it. They will not issue you an invitation again. So it's really important to get it right the first time round.